I'm a little bit too slow. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining this webinar today. So the idea is really to take you through the Rising Food Stars Association, what we aim to achieve, and who we're looking for, since the applications are closing very soon. Happy to see a lot of you. I know that some of you I spoke to earlier, either in one-on-ones. So maybe before getting started, a quick introduction on who's in the Rising Food Stars team. So I have with me Lydia. Lydia, would you like to have a quick introduction?
Yes, sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Lydia, and I'm with Rising Food Stars for over a year now. I'm the part-time communication manager, and I'm supporting the team in this field. So happy to see you all.
Thank you, Lydia. We're supposed to have Anne-Marie as well, who is supporting me on the Rising Food Stars. And my name is Narjit Shakir. I'm the Rising Food Stars manager. My background has been always in the food industry, and recently decided to focus on supporting the scale-ups that we have within EIT Food. So probably before jumping on what is Rising Food Stars, on what entrepreneurship programs we have, a quick overview on EIT Food, because I'm not sure how many of you know exactly what EIT Food is. But we are the Europe and actually the world's leading innovation food initiative. And our mission is to make the food system, the future of the food system, more sustainable, healthy, and trusted. And the role that we play is creating an ecosystem of collaboration on innovation between corporates, universities, research centers, and of course, startups at the center of this ecosystem. We have more than 200 partners from the different areas I mentioned that are part of EIT Food and supporting us on the mission that we want to achieve. We focus on 6 focus areas that you probably heard of or seen through the applications. And these are our strategic areas that we want to support as well in the startup field, which are alternative proteins, targeted nutrition, sustainable agriculture and aquaculture, digitalized traceability, and the last one, circular food system or waste. And these are the 6 important that we would like you to focus on in your application. So within EIT Food, we have a department that is called Entrepreneurship or Business Creation. And in this department, we are focused on supporting the entrepreneurs that are either launching, accelerating, or scaling their businesses across Europe and the associated countries. And we operate actually with startups across their journey, starting from the program that we call Seedbed, that is for startups that are launching their project. So it's a mix of aspiring entrepreneur and entrepreneurs, companies that are not registered yet, sometimes just teams at their very, very early stage. So it's what we call our incubator. The second stage is the FAN or Food Accelerator Network that is basically for registered startups that are pre-seed and started to have some traction. So this is the accelerator one. And last but not least, that I will be speaking about today is the Scaleup program that we have, or association, that is called Rising Food Stars, that is dedicated for early scale up with a proven market fit solution in the areas, the 6 focus areas that I mentioned. So maybe to start with, and this can help you on your application in terms of who we are looking for. So in the Rising Food Stars, the difference versus the two other programs that are, so the Seedbed and the Fund that I mentioned before, are programs that are limited in time. So they are a 4-month program where the startups and the co-founders receive training, coaching, networking, part of events, but in a limited duration of 4 months. Rising Food Stars, aiming to these early scale-ups, is an association. So by being member of the association, you are able to join the network, and you can stay for up to 3 years. So the first year when you join, we waive the fees for you because we believe it's a way for you to experiment the benefits of the association, and for us also to get to know you and confirm the fit in terms of what we're trying to achieve together. And then the second and third year, we do a performance assessment. You also check in with us if it's in line with your expectations. And based on that, you can renew your membership on a yearly basis. And then the fees are 3,000 euros per year. So who are we looking for when it comes to Rising Food Stars? We are looking for what we call early scale up. So these are confirmed startups that started their journey of scaling up and looking to go beyond their home market because they already confirmed that there is a product market fit in their home market. They are not anymore at ideation and started having either a paying pilot or paying customers ideally. Of course, technology is something that we're really focused on making sure that you have disruptive technology, technological solution that is proven within the IT food focus area, and we have experts helping us to assess that. And in terms of revenue, we expect companies that started generating revenue, just to give a range, is between $250,000 to 10 million. We're not super strict about that. Of course, it's more a sense of you started generating revenue, so there is some traction that is happening. And in terms of structure or organization, we look for startups that have at least 5 employees, which means that you have a structure in place able to manage the complexity of going beyond one market, of going international, of managing complexity of piloting project eventually with different corporates. And from a fundraising perspective, we look for companies that are either that raise the Series A or looking to raise a Series A in the near future, meaning within the year where they join the Rising Food Stars. So this gives an idea about the stage we are looking for. So these are the kind of eligibility criteria. As you've seen in the application, there is a first phase that you have to fill in that tells you that you are eligible for that. I'll continue and we'll take the questions at the end to make sure that you have a full understanding of the association. In terms of what we offer, and I think it's important to get back to the intention behind this association was to really empower the startups or the scale-ups in the agri-food industry by putting them at the same level as other partners like corporates, etc. So as you know, or you might know, the corporate, the university can join EIT Food as partners with much higher fees. But we believe that the scale-ups deserve to be sitting at the same table as these big players, but without paying such high fees and still contributing big time to the innovation. And this was the intention of creating the association, because by becoming members, this allows them to sit in the same table and contribute the same way. So what do we offer? What are the key pillars? Our big promise is to help you to scale up, to go international, to go beyond your home market, and speed up your commercialization through the network that we provide. So our first pillar, and it's something that is close to our heart, is the tailored support that we provide. So when you join the association, the first thing that we started providing in the past couple of years is what we call a scale-up scan. So this enables you to understand and enable us as well to understand at which stage exactly of scaling up you are, what are your gaps and opportunities, so we can work together on your specific scaling pain points, and support you with the needed coaching and training by our network of experts, and focus together on what is needed for you to reach your higher goal. This is followed, of course, by a pitching training that you get at the beginning, and a demo day where we take you to be introduced to our biggest network of investors and corporates, that get to know about you, and the PR that you get once you are part of the association. The second pillar that we offer you when you join the association is exposure and visibility. And we believe that it's at your stage, it's an important pillar, and that you don't necessarily get internally the resources to do that by yourself. So we try to raise your profile, to raise the awareness about the amazing solutions you're bringing to the table among the broader community, be it of consumers, customers, corporates, and investors. And how we do so by taking you with us to the biggest agri-food events across Europe. And we support you financially and communication. So you get up to 4,000 euros a year to be part of these exhibitions, with a dedicated booth. And also you get featured, of course, as a participant to these events. And you can use the RisingFoodStars brand and EIT Food logo when you go there, which we believe is a door opener to many conversations. The second part in the visibility that we offer you is as well being able to be featured in our different platforms, media channel platforms, such as podcasts, social media, and our biggest digital platform called Food Unfolded. And many of our Rising Food Stars were featured this year, be it having interview articles or direct interview with consumers, supporting them with some professional videos as well. And these get reaches of millions of from the community that definitely helps to spread the word about your solution. The third pillar that I personally believe is a strong one, and hopefully I'll have some startups from the Rising Food Star joining now to share their experience on those fields. So this is how we help you to accelerate either your innovation or R&D. So you can be part of innovation project calls, as I was mentioning at the beginning, where you sit with a corporate and a university to accelerate a certain innovation topic, and you get, of course, the funds and the resources, in terms of facilities, etc., to accelerate your innovation. And we're talking about big grants in that sense, up to 500,000 euros, etc. Or support you on speeding up your commercialization with pilot projects with a corporate, which is a new initiative we started this year called the Fast Track Initiative, that is purely focused on a technology that you already have, but trying to expand it further with a partnership with a corporate. And last but not least is the fundraising and the support that we give you here. So we make personalized introductions to our investor community. When you are raising funds, we ask you for a pitch, and I personally make those introductions when it's relevant. And this comes also with the relevant feedbacks for you to be able to move forward with your fundraising round. But importantly, as well as EIT Food, we are also investor in some of the Rising Food Stars as a minority investor or a bridge investor, so we can also support you in this journey. And we have 7 actually of the Rising Food Stars that are we are fundraising. And just to speak numbers, because I know some people like numbers, and I think there is nothing better than supporting what we are saying. So we have a great network of 70 Rising Food Stars this year that are spread across the 6 areas from 20 countries within the EU and associated countries, being UK, Switzerland, and Israel. Our startups this year, Rising Food Stars, were actually more than 300 million, with some Series Bs included here as well. And I personally really like the sense of impact in terms of social impact as well, and economical impact of creating jobs. Our Rising Food Star created more than 650. So if you look at it, it's an average of 10 jobs per Rising Food Stars, which is quite impressive. And we have a quite interesting number of success stories that are actually what we can define as already scale up, not early, but they are already at the scaling up and exiting the Rising Food Stars. So either they raised Series B and now they have more than even 100 employees, or they reached the big milestone of 10 million, or some of them that actually were looking at a strategic acquisition and managed to get so 3 of them. And as I mentioned, we have 7 Rising Food Stars that are part of our EIT Food investment portfolio. So just quickly, maybe these are the list of the Rising Food Stars. You can find them also in our website. I'll share the link in the chat if you're interested to have a sense of the amazing solutions that they are bringing and the stage that they are at. And we also have a lot of alumni from the previous years across the 6 focus areas. I'm trying to go fast because I'm really excited that today I have with me some Rising Food Stars that would like to share with you their experience, and we can open up then for a Q&A question. So I have with me Piotr from Napiferin, who's the CTO and co-founder. So Napiferin is from Poland and joined the Rising Food Stars in 2018 within the alternative protein space. And I have with me also Vega, who is the founder and director at Mimica from the UK. They joined the Rising Food Stars in 2019, and they are part of the circular food system focus area. Thanks, Piotr and Solveika, for being here with me to share about your experience and the benefits you got from the Rising Food Stars. So maybe starting with you, Piotr, maybe a quick introduction. If you could tell us a little bit more about yourself and the company.
Thank you, Nari. My name is Piotr. I'm a co-founder of Napiferin Biotech, located in Łódź in Poland. Myself, I'm a chemical engineer with international practice in different companies, different countries. And I'm completely dedicated now to bring together with my team new alternative proteins, plant-based, of course, to the market. Napiferin is a technology company. Currently, we are 16, 17 people working at the stage of scaling up our technology. What we do is we developed and patented technology solutions to extract, purify, and isolate protein products from oilseeds, such as rapeseed canola, also sunflower, some other crops as well. But rapeseed is our main focus. And we are a happy member of Rising Food Star community.
Thank you, Piotr. Solveiga, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about yourself as well, and Mimica.
Yes, I hope you can hear me. So yeah, my name is Solveiga. I'm the inventor behind our technology, which is a tag or other type of packaging. I have our cap format here that is temperature sensitive, and it turns bumpy when foods or drinks should actually no longer be consumed based on the real temperature conditions that a particular package of food has been stored in. And this is all towards our mission of radically reducing unnecessary waste that's currently caused by expiry dates, which are calculated to the worst case scenario, because there's no way of knowing when a consumer is going to store their food incorrectly. But most of us are correctly storing it, so we can all benefit from the true expiry. So yeah, as you said, we joined Rising Food Stars in 2019 and have been very happy with being members since then. It's one of the top most impactful networks that we've been a part of so far.
Excellent. Thank you, Piotr and Solveiga. So maybe my next question is if you can tell us a little bit more about your experience with the Rising Food Stars, and which maybe some to give the new applicants some example of initiatives that you personally benefited from, and how it helped you in your journey of commercialization, scaling up, opening up new doors and new opportunity in general. Free, maybe Solveiga, if you want to start this time.
Sure, that sounds great. I think someone else might be talking.
Yeah, if you can please mute everyone.
Perfect, thank you. So I think there's so many different things that you can do as part of the network. I think, in fact, one of the things that can happen is that you can join and you see all these activities going on, and it can feel a bit like overwhelming, like what should we take a part in? But I would say one thing at a time. But the first thing is that we've been able to kind of get exposure from being part of events, so being asked to give a pitch or a talk, or be part of this video, or we've been on the EIT Food podcast as well, which goes out to entrepreneurs and food producers all over Europe. So generally the first thing is that when you're a member of the Rising Food Stars, that you get on a platform already, and you have the chance of more people to find out about what you're doing. And there's also kind of an opportunity, as Narges was saying, is to actually get up to 4,000 euros in funding to cover your traveling to events to meet new customers or investors, whoever you're looking to do. And we also took the opportunity to collaborate with academia. There's a lot of universities in the network. So we developed a course with the University of Reading that's aimed at the general public, but it's all about kind of how to reduce food waste. So it's helping us position ourselves as a thought leader in the space. And then we've taken on, I don't know if was mentioned, the fellowship program is absolutely fantastic. So you get kind of masters or PhD level students who can come join your company for between 3 and 6 months, and you can have this every year. It goes from like July until the end of the year, and they literally come work as part of your team at like a part-time basis, and EIT Food cover their full funding. And we've had experts in sustainability analysis, consumer research, all sorts of like really kind of qualified people coming in to help us and help us grow. And then finally, I think is the thing that we have probably benefited from the most, is you can get funding to do a project with your potential customers, and you can kind of get those introductions from the network for companies that you want to meet. You kind of have a few meetings with them. Hopefully you get to meet them at an event, and then you can propose like, hey, should we put in a application together where we can get some funding to do this thing together? And by that, it de-risks it for your new customer to work with you and try out your product or service. And for us as a company, we get the funding for to put a concentrated effort into a project that we wouldn't be able to do otherwise, or at the speed that we wouldn't have been able to do. So we've done a couple of projects through EIT Food already, which has been great.
Excellent. Thanks, Solveig. So maybe Piotr, if you have any add-ons or different initiatives that you were involved in.
I think Solveig covered very nicely and critical areas that I recognize also Napifer in this landscape. Few very important things: networking, to get in touch with different players, stakeholders in your business landscape. So it's companies, your partners, your prospective partners, also competitors, to have a good watch what is going on. Top-notch research institutes, academia. It all matters for the startup and the scale-up. You need to be introduced. You need to become visible, and being a Rising Food Star help you to achieve that. Once you are there, be active, show your value proposition, and benchmark it with the experts. So you will get access to expertise. You will access to investors, possible partnerships, to be involved in projects. It all happened to Napifer. Once you are there and you start connecting to your prospective client, you are in the positive feedback loop. So being a member of the Rising Food Star, it gives you a credibility. It lowers the risks for your prospective partners when they know that you are a member of this club. Solveig mentioned this fellowship program, and this is a fantastic opportunity, but also not only for these talented students that come to our lab. It is also a way for our team to increase their communication skills, improve language skills. So it's so many good things that may happen to your company when you are a member of this club on a very different level, on a corporate level, access to investors, developing competences of different kinds in your core, let's say, business, but also these soft competences that are so important today, like communications skills and visibility to the market and to the broader public via this podcasts and opportunity to be more visible.
Thank you, Piotr and Solveig. I mean, I always believe there is no better person to speak about the program than the Rising Food Stars members itself, and I think you add on a few points that I didn't mention in the benefits, such as the fellowship program and others. So I hope this gives also some interesting points for the new applicants. One last question before we jump onto a quick Q&A. I want to make sure that I leave at least 10 minutes to answer a few questions about the program itself. Do you have any tips or recommendation for the future Rising Food Stars member on how to make sure that they get the full benefits from the association in their first year. I think Solvega, you were mentioning that there are so many opportunities, so many events happening. So how did you manage that to get the best out of your first year? Because it's kind of discovery year, is your trial year that you want to see if this is for you or not. So maybe if you can share anything with regards to that.
Sure. So I think the first and easiest thing to do is just to start going to any events that start appealing to you, because then you start to meet more of the network, and I think this is like one of the huge positive aspects of it. And then I think I would recommend, I don't know how busy you are, Nargis, but I would recommend that if you're going to be joining, that you make friends with your Rising Food Star representative, which is Nargis, and she is here to help you navigate all of these like variety of opportunities and identify, like kind of match make you to what you're looking for. And because I think it as I said, it is overwhelming, and so it's really great that we have someone like you in place to help guide us through that. Just like get in front of customers at events, don't be shy. If there's someone that you can see in the kind of directory that you want them to be your customer, ask for an introduction, and and they're happy to kind of receive introductions. That's why they are part of the network as well. They want to meet kind of innovators who they can work with. So I think just be bold, and I think you get out what you've put in, and and apply for the grants and funding opportunities. Something I didn't mention last time is I've just on the back of an envelope tried to add up how much we've received since joining, and so in case some of you are wondering about second, third year, 3,000 euros, but I think just in actual like funding, I think we've received about 650,000 euros from EIT so far. And if you add all the other benefits that we had, like it's going to be more than €1 million in value for sure. So we are very happy to pay our 3,000 euros a year after the first year.
That's an important point. I mean, it's not only about financials, but I think it's great that you mentioned that, because you really definitely get back your 3,000 euros in so many ways, right? Piotr, anything else you would like to add on your recommendations?
Yeah, first year is of course go to the events and be active, present your value proposition. Of course, you don't know all these big names, big players. So ask your Rising Food advisor who is important, who should you meet. Prepare yourself before these events to get the most out of them, and for sure you will be satisfied. You will be satisfied. The badge with the Rising Food Star opens the doors, opens these 5 minutes elevator pitches for you. So don't waste this opportunity to present your company, and also to understand your market, your prospective customers, prospective partners. They will be there on this event, that's for sure.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Piotr and Solvega, for supporting me on sharing your experience. I'm super grateful to have you in the association, and glad to hear that you're having a great experience. Actually, Solvega and Piotr are staying with us also for 2022, so they will be with you if you join the association. I just want to make sure that we leave some time for questions. I see some few questions here.
I was trying to respond to them as we went.
Okay. Yes, we have a question from Manon, which is asking about the fees. Yes, indeed, the first year. So basically, we will announce that you will be joining the association during May. So basically from May till December, the fees are waived. And then starting from January, second and third years, the fees are 3,000 euros. Okay, any other question about the programs? Any questions to Vega or Piotr as well?
There is a question from Alejandro. Hi, everyone. We completed last Friday the first form to know if we are eligible and want to make sure that you receive the form because I don't have access yet to the second step of my application. Maybe it's too early.
Sorry, Alejandro, which company is it? Just remind me.
Hello, it's from Root company.
Sorry, again?
It's Root company.
Yes,
yeah.
I've seen that you did the first part.
Okay, perfect. I wanted to be sure that you received the form. It was just to be sure. Thank you.
Nargis, maybe it would be good to explain, as I got this question quite often, the continuation of the application in Salesforce and the fact that there is a need to create another profile to continue the application process.
Yeah, please go ahead, Lydia. Yeah, you can.
Sure. So once you've done the first step on the website, then you should continue. So once you have the confirmation that you are eligible for the RisingFoodStars program, then you should go ahead and continue your application in Salesforce. And it could be a little bit confusing because you will be asked to create your account again. So please go ahead, create that account and continue with your application in Salesforce, because only once it's done in Salesforce, your application is valid and fully submitted. I can share a toolkit about the application process where the whole thing is explained, and there are quite detailed directions about how to fully submit it.
Okay, thank you, Lydia. I just put in here the application link. We can send you also the guide later after this meeting. We will send you the recording. We don't have any specific amount for Series A. You can also be a seed. That's not a problem, as long as your intention is to scale up within the next 3 years. This is your intention, and that you are raising a Series A within 1 year. So we don't put specific amounts to that. It's more about your strategic direction that you are aiming to scale up your technology. Any other questions on the program itself, on the process? Can you give, so we have a question from Daniela, an estimate of time that needs to be invested in the RisingFoodStars program? I think it's up to you, right? I would.
It can be 0, but you also get 0 out.
Exactly. I mean, something I like to say is that you are a member of an association, and it's up to you to put in as much effort as you want, to attend as many events, to meet as many people, to network as much as you can. But the more you put in, the more you want. Just for your information as well, as part of your performance, we assess also your level of engagement in the association, and we are looking for members who are active, who are willing to get the best of the association, and who's putting the energy to support also the network. So it's really up to you. I don't know, Vega or Piotr, maybe you are among the most active members, so maybe an estimate of how much time you would say?
Actually, I'm surprised to hear it, because it is not perceived on our side as a burden. It is a very natural interaction between us and the RisingFoodStar network. And if it ends up with being invited to some projects, it's a very natural and not that time-consuming platform. Also, if you let's say are invited to some video or something, it of course you benefit from that by having exposure. So you commit a day or two to prepare some activity, but then the payback is multifold. This is our experience. So because of this viability through the channels, the number of followers on LinkedIn increased dramatically. So for that people that follow what we are doing at Reapplying. So everything you do within the Rising Food Star network, I think it's a very, very healthy investment.
Yeah, I would say there's no like program as such. Like it's what you're doing anyway, which is meeting customers, trying to meet investors, trying to get funding for projects, except being part of the network gives you access to new customers, new funding, that kind of thing. So you're like, it's stuff that, I mean, if you don't want to put any time into this, then you're not putting time into growing your business. So it's all the same.
Excellent. Thanks for adding on. I think Barbel is asking is how important is the video? I think it's nice to have a video. It really helps us and helps the evaluators to understand your solution, but it's not a must. So if you have a nice pitch deck, that's fine also for the application. You can put any URL in the video link. So we don't want to be too strict on that as long as you have the other criteria and you have a great solution. We don't currently have 5 employees. How strict is this joining criteria? Well, I mean, depends on your intention within 2022. If you're planning to grow the team, I think you can just justify that the intention is that in 2022, you will be a bigger team. But ideally, we look for companies that have more than 5 employees because we know that they can focus on different topics than only their technology or the R&D part. So I think if you are growing, that's what we are looking for, and if you can justify this part. Okay, we will share the recording. Yes, thanks. Vega is not, yeah, we don't, I mean, we try to share with you as many opportunities. I do one-on-ones on a regular basis. It's about connecting you as much as possible. There are a few mandatory trainings when you join as part of your onboarding. But it's, yeah, exactly. It's not hand-holding.
There was a question higher up, maybe you didn't see, about how important the video is for the application.
Yeah, I answered that. I was saying that.
Oh, sorry.
The pitch deck is more important than the video, so it's fine. You can put a URL. How many of the applications do you accept to the program in percentage? Honestly, I don't have a particular number because it varies each year depending on how many are leaving the association, how many seats we have available. We don't have any restriction, which means that we are not obliged to have 70 people. We can have 75 if we have great solutions. So I think what matters is at the end to have enough great applications. We just believe that, yeah, if we get a little bit more than 70, 75, then we are 3 managing the association and it gets a little bit complicated for us to give you the right support. So usually it's 70 per year. We have around 20-ish leaving every year and 20 coming. So, and we receive depends on the years, maybe around 100, 150 applications, because we go very target in our scouting approach. Successful. This year, can we reapply? Yes, of course. Laura, you're asking if you can reapply in 2023. Of course, and actually happens a lot that some applicants are not at the right stage, so we try to inform them and we reach back to them actually the year after to follow up and see if they progressed and they are at the right stage. So that's totally fine. Started new. We made a complete, okay, Simon is asking, we have been founded in 2017. However, in COVID, we made a complete pivot of business model. So actually we started new and have a lot of business requests from all over the world with first paying customers. Does the founding date matter? I don't think that the founding date matter, is more at the stage and how fast you went through. We believe that it's normal to pivot the business model. I think Piotr will agree with me. Sometimes I think it's the smart way to do it, as long as you can prove that you pivoted rapidly and you started now seeing some traction. That's what we are looking for. So it's about the storytelling that you can justify. Okay. Any other questions? Georgios, remind me please which company it is. I think we spoke in the past, Georgios, right? Fresh Seal. I can check for you now. I think I've seen you. Miltech, right? Is it the same?
Yes, that's right. Miltech is the name of our project, and we are Fresh Seal Limited. Yeah.
So I see that you haven't completed the applications fully. Did you receive an email saying that you have to
three times?
Okay, let's pick it up offline. I'll check what's happening, because you're supposed to receive an email that takes you to another platform, as Lydia was explaining, where you have questions about your business model. You are asked to upload your pitch deck. Have you done this?
We did that already, yes.
Okay, because it shows that your application is at 25% only.
You see, we uploaded the pitch deck, we uploaded all information, and we are still getting the same emails coming back to us that we didn't complete it, but we have.
Okay, I'll check it and come back to you offline. Thank you.
If you can send us, you even sent us a special email just with the application.
Okay.
And we filled that up as well, and still we had the same response.
Okay.
So we are thinking maybe the response is automatic from the first one.
I still see that you are at 25%, that you didn't finish the application. So
Okay.
I'll have to check what's happening.
Thank you. Please let us know.
Yeah, we will. I will check that and let you know.
Thank you very much, Najis.
Okay. Any last questions? It's important for those that fill in the first part to continue with the second part as soon as you received the email, because as you know, the applications are closing very soon on the 28th. If you have any issues from a technical perspective, or you can reach out to, we will send you the details right after this meeting. If you have any questions about the application itself, meaning answering the questions or any doubts, you can reach out to me as well. So I think that's it. There are no more questions. Thanks everyone for joining us today. I really appreciate your interest in joining the Rising Food Stars, and hope we were able to answer most of your questions. Thanks a lot, Piotr and Solvega, for being here with me. I think it would have been a different experience without your real life testimonial. And hope to see your applications very soon. If any questions, we're here, myself and Lydia can support you on that. Thanks everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Have a lovely evening.